Hello and welcome to another video for Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's, well, it's not altogether that old. It's only about 10 years old. It is, however, become very collectible and quite difficult to find, especially in this mint unopened condition. So we are looking at the 2016 release by Hasbro and Disney from their Star Wars Rogue One series of 12-inch action figures. Now, I think of all the 12-inch action figures that Disney and Hasbro done for the new films, the Rogue Ones seem to be the hardest of all to find these days, and this particular one is no exception. But those of you that know, Rogue One was the first of the anthology series of Star Wars movies, and it was a direct prequel, or immediate prequel I should say, to Star Wars, the original movie, or the A New Hope. It starred Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso and Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. Incidentally, the new Cassian Andor TV series, the second and final season, is just about to air on Disney Plus, so it's an interesting series, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing that. But anyway, it's set before the events of Star Wars A New Hope, and the plot follows a group of rebels who band together to steal the plans of the Death Star, which is the ultimate weapon of the Galactic Empire. And it basically details the rebellion as against the Empire in obtaining those Star Destroyer, the Death Star, I should say, plans, and gets them transmitted to the rebel forces. The movie aired it hit cinemas in December 2016. It was just over 2 hours 15, or about 2 hours 15 minutes. It had a budget of $280.2 million, and it took at the box office $1.059 billion. So it took 5 times its cost at the box office. So absolutely amazing turnaround, and again, it's another film that cements Star Wars as being the most popular and lucrative movie series of all time. Anyway, let's not digress any further. This particular item we're looking at today is from Star Wars Rogue One, and it is the Imperial Stormtrooper, as we saw in that particular movie. And this is the box it comes in. And you can see the Imperial Stormtrooper just behind the window there. And it says Star Wars Rogue One, age 4 and above, Imperial Stormtrooper. And you've got the Disney and the Hasbro logo there. And at the bottom, you've got the item number and the assortment number. Okay, that's the front of the box. I'm just going to turn the box to the side. And on the side, we've got Star Wars Rogue One. And we've got the warning, not suitable for children under 3 years old, on the bottom there. And again, you've got the Disney logo right at the very bottom. If I turn the box to the back, well, on the back, we have, it says Star Wars Rogue One, Imperial Stormtrooper, Imperial, equipped with chic armor and powerful weapons, Stormtroopers enforce the will of the Empire. And then you've got an image of the Stormtrooper at the bottom there, or just below that text. And it also says, look out for the Imperial Death Trooper, Captain Cassian Andor, and from Jedi, and Darth Vader, who all appeared, obviously, in the movie. Okay, I've just added some added light onto the box so I can see it a little bit clearer. So then it says StarWars.com, StarWarsHasbro.com, and those are the web addresses that you can go to, or you could go to at the time, to view merchandise, upcoming items. It says includes figure and accessories, and some parts may require additional support. Some poses may require additional support. and so on. Then you've got the copyright and the licensing information at the very bottom down there. And you've got Disney and the Hasbro logos and the barcode. If I just turn the box around to the other side, because there's some very interesting information on this side, and it says aptly 6 and above Star Wars. Download the Hasbro Star Wars Studio FX app to make videos with your toys. I don't know if that's still available. It certainly was a few years ago, but whether it is now or not, I don't know. And it says app Hasbro Star Wars Studio FX. Ask a parent before going online. Code inside the box. An app available through to June 30th, no, so it's not there anymore. It's only through to the 2018. It's download required for app play Hasbro Star Wars Studio FX. App works with select, what is that? Select iPhone, iPad, or iPod, and select Android series. Updates may affect compatibility. Check Star Wars Hasbro.com for compatibility, availability, and instructions. Not available in all languages or countries. And then at the bottom, you've got download on the App Store, and you've got the Apple logo there as well. Google Play there as well, and more information on what tablet or phone you can use it on. Okay, so that is a shame it's not available actually, because it does look quite good. You can see on the image here, you can see that they've added an explosion in front of the TIE fighter there. So, yeah, interesting. I suspect it would have been quite good. Anyway, that's the box. That's the item. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box. Naughty, naughty, I hear you say. We're going to take the figure out. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get him off of the card or not. Probably unlikely. But I'm going to take him out of the box, and we're going to have a look at him in all his glory without the reflection of the window and not being able to see him in completely. So let's get him out of the box and have a good look at him. Okay, so I've removed the figure from the box. Before we have a look at the figure, you get this little flyer that comes with it, which is all about that app, which I was telling you about a moment ago. So it says, number 1, download the app, Hasbro Star Wars Studio FX. 2, scan, follow the on-screen instructions. 3, record toys. And 4, you add the effects. Download the free Hasbro Star Wars Studio FX app to make videos with your toys. So you needed that barcode, I think. App available through June 2018. Download required for app play. Hasbro and blah 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 blah. So again, it tells you how it all works. Oh, there's a pin number there, so you're probably gonna need that number when you try and download it to get it to work on your mobile phone. Anyway, it's irrelevant now because it's no longer available. But anyway, this is the Stormtrooper in front of us. Now you can see, I'm just going to zoom straight in. Obviously, I can't take him off of the board because you can see there's all these little tabs that are holding him in his position, and I will not be able to get him back on if I remove him. So I'm not going to remove him. We're going to look at him still attached to the card. From that, we can pretty much see everything that we need to see. I just want to zoom in on his face because, as you can see from this particular Stormtrooper, he's got those blue stripes on the side of his helmet here, just one here and one there, and that's how we know he's from Star Wars Rogue One. But other than that, he's a standard Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper helmet and all his Stormtrooper gears, chest plate, his utility belt, waist, leg armor, and boots at the bottom there, as usual, as you would expect, and obviously his arm armor and shoulder pads there as well. So I don't understand why these Rogue One, maybe they didn't produce that many for Rogue One, but I'm a bit lost to understand why they're so harder to find. So it says this one's 12 inches. If I measure from the bottom of his foot, he's not quite 12 inches. is 29 centimeters, which is about 11.5 inches. So he's just under the 12 inches, although it says 12 inches on the box. Width-wise, we're looking at about 9 centimeters across his widest point, across his arms. And if we just turn him to the side, we get a depth measurement of 4 centimeters. Basically that's the widest part, 4 centimeters. Articulation wise, well, let's see if we can see what we've got. So we've only got, I don't know if so the knee joints don't move. So we've got the leg joints which go up and down, the arms go up and down, the elbows do not move, the hands do turn, the head turns. So that's articulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 points of articulation on these figures, which is somewhat disappointing. And there you can see he's got his Stormtroopers weapon there, his blaster rifle, I think that is, on which sits into his hand comfortably. Good thing about the hands on these is they are the gripping hands, so they can grip and hold that weapon in either hand. So that is the Stormtrooper from Rogue One. Now you're going to ask me, how well did these do, Chris, back in 2016 when they released? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, they were almost a direct reissue of the First Contact. Not First Contact, sorry, what was the first movie? Oh my God, my mind's gone blank. The Force Awakens, I beg your pardon. I don't know why I just couldn't think of that. But they were almost a direct replacement. They were only released a year after the Force Awakens Stormtrooper, 12-inch Stormtroopers were released. So I'm guessing that they didn't release too many of them. Obviously, the colour of the helmet is different. The stripes on the helmet is different to the ones that we had from the Force Awakens. But otherwise, it's pretty much, the rest of it is pretty much the same figure. I think maybe the weapon is a different colour as well, and maybe a different style of weapon compared to the one that we see on the Stormtroopers from the Force Awakens. But otherwise, you know, it's pretty much the same figure. Although, of course, the helmet is the classic helmet, not like the First Order ones. The First Order helmets were slightly different. They were more defined. But, of course, these are the original helmets as seen in the original trilogy. And, of course, as Rogue One was a prequel to the original trilogy, they're going to have these early style helmets. So, how well did they do, you're asking? Well, yeah, I mean, they've done very well. I mean, all of the Rogue One 12-inch figures seem to have done very well and sold out quite quickly. Like I say, I don't think the volume was there because it was not a continuation of the Star Wars Skywalker stories. It was a standalone story, really, as a prequel to the New Hope. So I think they were unsure about how the merchandise was going to do, but you know, it did do very well. All of the stars who played the parts were absolutely fantastic. I think it was an absolutely terrific story, which answered a lot of questions that you had from A New Hope. So it's how the plans were obtained, how they found out about the Death Star, how they managed to get the plans and transmit them to Princess Leia's ship. So yeah, it answered all those questions for you. So yep. And of course, yeah, so I do think all the I keep digressing, I do apologise for doing that. But yeah, so as far as the merchandise was concerned, I don't think there was as much released, certainly not of the 12-inch figures. There was a whole load of the smaller figures released, but again, I don't think it was anywhere near the volume of what you expect from the Star Wars movie brands. So The Force Awakens had a colossal amount of figures, so did The Last Jedi, and so did The Rise of Skywalker. So Rogue One and even Solo come to that, didn't have as much merchandise released as the three main or as the main movies. So let's move forward 10 years to 2025, which is where we are today. Well, almost 10. It's 9 years in actual fact. Do these figures come up for sale very often on the platforms? And the answer to that is no, not very often. The Rogue One figures especially do not come up for sale very often. You occasionally see them pop up on a platform, but not very often. And when they do, they are asking quite a lot of money in comparison to what they were being sold for when they first came out. So, yeah, I suppose they do come up occasionally, but for big money, and I don't think they're on the platforms for very long for some reason. I don't know whether it's because of the shape of the helmet and the colours on the helmet, and this particular one, for example. But yeah, they just do not seem. I'm guessing that anybody who bought the Rogue One 12-inch figures wouldn't want to part with them. Which is the reason why they hardly ever come up on the platforms nowadays. And when they do, they demand quite big money. However, we at Midas Touch have done it again, and we have managed to find a few of these figures, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, along with all of the 12-inch figures from the Rogue One series. And you can get to the Midas Touch website very simply by clicking the link below. It would take you straight there, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful 12-inch Rogue One Stormtrooper, Imperial Stormtrooper action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.